Good morning. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I would like to welcome all of you at 337 meeting of Speakers Day. My name is Toastmaster Venkatesh Kumar, and I will be the surgeon at arms in today's meeting. To officially start the meeting and run the meeting smoothly, here are some ground rules that we will follow during the course of this meeting. First, please put yourself on mute when you are not speaking. Second, don't interrupt while someone is speaking. If you were to move during the meeting, please turn off your camera. Third, please be mindful from addressing sex, religion, and politics during the meeting. Fourth, be attentive throughout the meeting. Support and encourage the fellow speakers by turning on your camera and warm smiles and claps. Use Zoom reactions buttons to express yourself during the meeting. As you are aware, everyone has a mission in life. Similarly, our Toastmaster has a mission. Our Toastmaster mission is to provide mutually supportive and so that each member of our club can develop their leadership and communication skills, which will help boost their self-confidence and personal growth. To take the meeting forward, I would welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Tanmay. Let's give a big round of applause to welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Tanmay.
All right, I'm on mute. Hello, everyone. Very good morning to one and all. I request you all to turn on your camera. Maybe for the starting bit, you can turn off the camera later on if you are moving. But make sure you turn it on so that we see everyone who has taken the efforts to join on this beautiful Sunday morning. All okay. So how are you feeling today? Thumbs up. Dr. Pasha sharing his screen. Dr. Pasha, are you sharing something? Can you turn off sharing your screen? Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so how are you feeling today? Good, bad, thumbs up for good, thumbs down for bad, thumbs up, no thumbs down? I see a lot of fans of thumbs up here. Maybe Pepsi and Coke won't take offense on this, but yeah, it's all good. Why are we here today? Can anyone tell me why are we here? You are free to unmute yourself at this moment. Anyone?
Because we are here because to learn something, to learn new things day by day.
Things day by day. I appreciate that we look forward to learning new things. But in this course of learning new things, do we forget old things as well? Or is it good to forget old things? Good to forget who we are and what we are? And today, that's what our meeting is. Good to Thank you, Aditya. That's what our meeting is going to be, to understand who we are today in a better details. But before we deep dive further into today's meeting, let me introduce you to Toastmasters International with a quick round of questionnaire, and anyone who answers first wins 5 points for the Gryffindors. Anyone who is not quick to answer will give 5 points to Voldemort. Are you ready? Okay. So, can someone tell me who is the district director? Okay, let me start with, when was the first Toastmaster meeting happened officially?
California.
California. And the year?
1925 approximately.
1924.
1924 is the right answer, and California is the right answer. We have 2 winners for the 1 question. Okay, can someone tell me which gentleman or gentlewoman is known as the founder of Toastmasters International?
Ramses Medley.
Mr. Ramses Medley, and we have so many right answers. And we also have a couple of awards in his honor every year, which is the Smedley Award that you will see on our Toastmasters International PR and materials. Okay, can someone tell me, Speakers and Toastmaster Club falls into which district?
B12.
Sorry?
B12.
Okay, you are talking about the division and the area. Division is right, area is wrong. Can someone tell me area, division, and district?
District 92.
District 92. Toastmaster Sahana has the right answer. What about division? Can someone tell me which division? Venkatesh
Division
just
B.
answered this question. Yes,
Division
the
B.
right answer is division B, and the area is B2. All right, let me ask you one more question, which is the current affairs. Did you know the World Championship of Public Speaking happened in the last few days? Can someone tell me the name of the first place winner of this World Championship of Public Speaking? Except
It
Sankhya,
starts,
he shared the answers in the group.
it starts with T.
It starts with a T, okay? Well, surname definitely starts with a T.
Tenons like that.
Well, I wish
And
that T could be me, Tanmay, but yeah. The right answer is Jocelyn Tyson, who is the world champion of public speaking for the year 2022. And the second award, for your information, has gone to Nisha Shivram, and third has gone to Marian Gandhi. You can check all of their speeches on YouTube to understand it, how the world champions speak. All right. And with one last question, we will move on towards our session of the day. Can someone tell me who is the beautiful Toastmaster of the day in today's meeting? Anyone except the Toastmaster of the day?
Toastmaster Sahana.
Toastmaster Sani, and that Toastmaster Sahana, that is the right answer. Toastmaster Sahana, glad to have you here with us. For putting a smile into this group, you have raised the smiles per face ratio by a lot. Now, before we have a lot of guests joining today as well, so let's start by introducing the guest to the club. So may I please request Sudharma to please unmute and introduce yourself to the club in 30 seconds or less. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Presiding Officer. I am Sudharma Pereira. I am member of Sandela Speakers Forum in Sri Lanka and Gabby's online club. Today I saw the notification and just log in to experience the Speakers Day Toastmaster Club meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudharma, and glad to have you here. I'm really happy that you saw the notification at the right time, because mostly we ignore the WhatsApp message in the morning. But that's really good that you are here, and we are glad to have you here. Next, may I please request Prakash Anand?
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. I'm Prakash. I am based out of Bangalore, and I connected with Sankhya like 2 days ago regarding my interest in the club and the Toastmasters International in general to improve my public speaking personality and like continue in this continuous learning of how to present yourself. So I see Toastmaster as a very good platform to start with, and I'm happy to be here and learn with all of you. Yeah, thank you.
Glad to have you here, Prakash. And I hope that we actually helps you in this journey to understand what is Toastmaster. And in case you have any questions after the session, you can always reach out to Toastmaster Sankhya, who is the backbone of this club, or to me, who is the Vice President Education of this club, Speakers Den.
Sure.
Okay, now, is there any other guest? Let me just scroll through. All right, no other guest at the moment. Now, let us move on towards the person who is going to help us conduct today's session. She is true Bangalorean, a person who is ever smiling. I have never seen her not smile, be it in the LDP graduate meeting, even if for any photos, if I ask her for any PR material, it is always a smiling photo. And as you know, smile is contagious. She is here to spread smiles, a true Bangalorean who loves to travel, who is a coffee lover and a bibliophile at heart. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Sahana. So Sahana, over to you.
Thank you so much, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Thanmay, and a very good morning to all of you. Glad to see you all on a warm Sunday morning. I hope it's going well so far, and I bet it's going to go amazingly well even after this meeting and during this meeting. So before we delve into our theme of the meeting, I would just like to explain the structure of today's meeting to all of you. Every Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 parts. The first part is the prepared speech section, where our members prepare a 5 to 7 minute speech in advance, get it mentored, and deliver the same. The second part is the fun and exciting table topic session, where anyone can speak for 1 or 2 minutes on a given topic by the table topic master. And the last part is the evaluation session, where our general evaluator will give a comprehensive report on the entire meeting. This is how the whole meeting is structured. And let's now delve into the theme for the day. Hobbies. So can I have a few shout outs on when was the last time you did something that you loved? It can be your hobby or something that you work on. Can I hear some answers quickly? Yes. Come on.
Playing football.
That's amazing, Toastmaster Aditya. Who else? Come on, guys. It's all
Playing cricket.
Wow, playing cricket. That's amazing.
Planting sapling.
Wow, that's a very eco-friendly hobby, Toastmaster Venkatesh. Really nice. How about others? Toastmaster Tanmay, thank you. Traveling. That is something that I enjoy as well. It's a very nice thing.
Baking.
Baking. Wow. Toastmaster Sakshi would love to taste the baked goods someday.
Music, the guitar.
You play guitar? Wow. We have musicians among us. That's so nice.
Reading non-fiction books. That's the one.
Oh, I like how you specified non-fiction. The reader in me was excited the moment you said reading, because I read fiction. How about anyone else? So we heard so many responses today, and believe it or not, I think I heard and I saw a smile when people mentioned what they would love to do. This is the power of hobbies. Hobbies is something that we pursue for ourselves. They say it's okay, you don't have to make money out of hobbies. It's just something that will give us happiness. It can be anything, like we heard, playing cricket, playing any other sport, baking, or maybe solving 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. There are people like me who love doing that. And maybe fishing, hiking, running. And all such hobbies are what bring abundance of happiness to our lives. They say we need to have 5 hobbies, 1 to make money, 1 to keep us in shape, 1 to keep us creative, 1 to build knowledge, and 1 to evolve your mindset. I'm not sure if all of your hobbies or even my hobbies fit into these categories specifically, but I'm sure that all of us definitely bring a smile on your face. But why hobbies? We have a whole theme based on it today. But it's important to know why we need hobbies in our lives. One thing is great stress relievers. All of us are stressed to an amazingly large extent that we don't even realize. And once we start pursuing our hobbies, when we feel relaxed, they help us sleep better. Lesser the stress, better your sleep cycle is. They help improve our career in a way such that they could handle stress and help us think creatively out of the box. They help us grow spiritually because hobbies are, they say you meditate to get peace of mind, but I say it's not necessarily meditation. You can do anything that gives you peace. And hobbies help us with that. And hobbies allow us to explore our talents. Who knows what? The guitarist in our Toastmasters group can be the next big musician. Or the baker in our group can be can open a pop-up shop one day and become so famous that we would all die to get the baked goods. None of us know, and that is the power of hobbies. Now I'm gonna take you all through some of the famous hobbies of famous personalities. So when I looked up David Beckham, it's very interesting to see that he loves getting tattoos, and that is his hobby. Very crazy. And he loves fencing and shopping. And that was the main reason he says he married his wife. And our very own Sundar Pichai, he loves playing cricket and he has like stuck to his roots even though he's moved on to a different country. Our Gordon Ramsay is well known to be a demon in the Hell's Kitchen, loves football. And there are many shocking hobbies that we will delve throughout our meeting. So I'm going to stop right here and I'm going to call the general evaluator now to introduce himself and the tag team for the day. So the dice is all yours now, Toastmaster Sankhya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sahana. And so as the general evaluator for the day, my role would be to evaluate the entire meeting end to end. And when you talk about end to end, it means that what went well, what could have been improved, what can be worked on. And for that, I have a team of 3 musketeers with me, and they're popularly known as the tag team. So let me introduce our first P, the timer of the day. And he is a system engineer at Atos, making waves in Bangalore, all the way from scenic Uttarakhand. Outside of work, you can catch him showcasing his skills on the cricket pitch or football field. With that, let me welcome Toastmaster Brijesh as the timer to explain the timer objective.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sankhya, for great introduction about me. So good morning, everyone. My name is Brijesh Dhyani. So today I'm playing the role of timer. So as a timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and evaluator. And I will also alert every speaker how much time they left by using the green card, yellow card, and red card. So for table topics, the time limit should be between 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. And for speeches, time limit should be between 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I will raise green card. And at 6 minutes, I will raise yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. For evaluations, so I will raise the green card at 2 minutes, and 2 minute 30 seconds I will raise yellow card, and 3 minutes I will raise the red card. So here are the cards I will show you. So this is the green card. For speeches, I will raise this card at 5 minutes. Then at 6 minutes, I will raise yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. Back to you, Toastmaster Sankhya. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brijesh. Now let me call upon my second, the awesome team member of mine, who is the second musketeer for the day, and she is the counter. Now, before I call her, if I have to introduce, she will be, she's from Punjab, and she has spent the last decade living across India, most recently settling in Bangalore, a graduate from SRCC DU and NIMIMS, Mumbai. She currently works in strategy at Kaplan. Her wide-ranging interest includes books, culinary experiences, and designing travel itineraries. With that, let me welcome Toastmaster Sakshi as the counter to present our objective.
To Sankhya, there's a message from Toastmaster Sakshi on the group that her laptop crashed and she'll be joining back in 2 minutes.
Okay, fine. So we'll move on to Toastmaster, to the grammarian for the day. So for the grammarian, she is born and brought up in Orissa and currently located in Bangalore. She has an MBA and works in a consulting firm. When not at work, she loves to read and play badminton. She is a dreamer at heart and believes that all of us have within ourselves the strength to chase our dreams to success. She is absolutely thrilled to join Toastmaster and begin her journey of becoming a confident speaker. And that's Toastmaster Pragya. Toastmaster Pragya, the stage is all yours to explain the role as a grammarian.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sankhya. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So as a grammarian for the day, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers listening to them carefully to their usage of the language. I'll take a note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts that will be used for during the meeting today. And as grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So for today's meeting, the word is pensive, which means thinking seriously about something in a thoughtful, reflective, and introspective way, or otherwise in deep in thoughts. An example of using this word is as she walked through the forest, her pensive thoughts turned to the past and the choices she had made. I'll post this word of the day, its meaning and usage in the chat for all of you, for your reference today. And I would encourage all the speakers to use the word of the day. And towards the end, when called upon during the meeting, I will give the grammarian's report and also a report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Shankar.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And now, do we have Sakshi joined in? Okay.
Not yet.
Till the time Sakshi joins in, let me reiterate her roles on that, and I will be counting on the R counter till the time she joined back. Okay. So now, as an R counter, she will be presenting on all the filler words like you know, and all like that, and she will be evaluating, or she will be taking account of the R counter for all the speakers, starting from the meeting till the end of the meeting. And at the end of the meeting, she will be presenting a report on the number of hours when I'll be calling her towards the end. So with that, I would like to hand you back over to you, Toastmaster Sahana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shankar, for that, introducing yourself and your tag team. I missed giving Toastmaster Sankar's introduction. And when I read through it, it was fascinating to me. He said that he's been making robots work in finance for 18 years, turning dull into cool. He tells stories so well that even boring number sheets want to laugh. And when he's not playing with robots and making people laugh, he's chowing down on his favorite dish, biryani. He's a numbers guy who knows how to mix fun, work, and a good meal. That's a very fascinating introduction to Master Sankhya, and it does show that you are a multi-talented person who does a lot beyond his work. And with that general evaluation team introduction, we can now move on to the prepared speech section. Before we call upon our first speaker, Toastmaster Pranav, let's call the evaluator Toastmaster Abhishek, who is trying to find a novelty in tasks or work through breathing, asanas, and meditation. Please, I'd like to welcome Toastmaster Abhishek. Please set the objectives for Toastmaster Pranav.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Sahana. And Toastmaster Pranav is attempting his L1P5, which is persuasive influence. And the objective of speech is for the project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during the club meeting. So over to you, Toastmaster. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abhishek, for setting the objectives. Let's call our first speaker, Toastmaster Pranav, who's from Toastmasters Amrita, Bangalore. And he's someone who's simply trying to live each day to its fullest. The stage is all yours, Toastmaster Pranav.
Thank you, TMOD. A quick check that I'm both audible and visible. A thumbs up, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's weird. Isn't that weird? Weird. The word weird. How many times do we use it? We all use this word to describe people, places, ideas, objects, and anything else you can imagine. But have you ever given a thought, what does this word mean? Well, not going to Oxford, the dictionary, because it's too cliche, using Merriam-Webster instead. It is described as different from the ordinary in a way that causes curiosity or suspicion. With a definition like that, you may wonder, why is this word used so often? Why is this word a cliche and not something which is used more precisely, more concisely? Well, we use the word weird to describe anything that we find out. We never stop to realize if someone really qualifies as being weird. People make up their own definitions for weird. For example, for a person, something or someone is weird if they like a certain brand. For another, someone is weird if they like to read. For another, someone is weird if they like a certain cartoon or still watch cartoons when they're not kids. Or for others, we all might be weird here for not sleeping tucked in on a Sunday morning and coming here for our meeting. The list goes on and on, but one thing never changes. We humans treat each other a bit unequally on what we believe is normal. This, in my eyes, is a bit unfair. Normal is another word that we interpret a bit differently. Don't you feel so? Well, how many of you people think it is normal to wake up on a Sunday and attend a Toastmasters meeting? I believe everyone over here, right? But on the other hand, to your colleagues or peers, you will be weird or abnormal when you're not spending your Sunday relaxing or going on a weekend trip. To put this into more perspective, let us take a small example of what made me come up with this topic for my speech. The word, the theme, weird. Well, I went out with my friend for the movie Oh My God 2 yesterday, and we planned it on a whim and we just left. Usually, I'm a sucker for movies and I do go for movies when on the week they come out or the next week itself. But me being from Bombay, I've never seen a movie in a single screen theater. I've always been the PVR or INOX guy. So we decided to book tickets. We saw the only places which had the last rows or any decent rows available at a decent price was a single screen theater about 7 kilometers from my place. We were like, fine, we'll give it a shot. So we, on a two-wheeler, left at 9:30 for a late show at 10. We went, and when we told our friends and our peers that we are going to this theater for the show, people called it weird. Then there were a few people who were judging the movie to be weird. People were telling, be safe. You never know how it's going to be. But well, what is weird for me, what was weird for me till yesterday, is not weird for me any longer because it opens up my horizons. It makes me expand, go beyond my comfort zone, and experience something which I haven't ever before. And truth be told, it was a really fun experience watching a movie in a crowd which is sitting in one class in one lane, about 500 people with one show, everyone moving out when it's done and everyone moving in when the new show starts. You don't have to go through security checks, your bags aren't checked, you just walk in and you walk out. Isn't that something which is more comforting, more soothing? That's what made me think of this topic weird. In fact, I would say that we have been in the shoes of people who we claim to be weird. I being the perceptive person that I am, might call someone weird for not going out and expressing themselves. But you never know, that might be the normal for them. It's a battle of perceptions and perspectives that we face. You're probably thinking about how unfair the situation is. Why would you have to stop watching something you enjoy because your peers make you feel silly for watching it? Or doing something which you want to explore because your peers or the world at large might call it weird? Well, events like this may happen, or you may feel that I am being too detached, and events like this may never happen. But on giving it a further thought, we will eventually come to realize that this happens more and more, and we just fail to look at it or realize it. We have been the bullies when try to be cool and say, you should not be watching Game of Thrones or Friends, or Harry Potter has got it boring. Voldemort is not a good character. Gryffindor is not great. Or the vices which we have brought ourselves into. But I can tell you for a fact that you are being the person who's calling someone else weird based on your perspective, your normal. Well, what I might consider to be fine hunky dory for me might not be the same, which is for someone else. We humans judge each other for our minor interests, and I believe it's entirely unfair and cruel to our friends, families, neighbors, peers, colleagues, and everyone around. We need to be more willing to let go of the little things. We need to be more willing for people to be able to go out and explore the world the way they see fit. If you don't like something, that doesn't mean you should make fun of your peers for liking it. Just because you enjoy different things does not give you the right to shame someone else for their interests. Just because someone is different does not give you the right to call them weird. But well, then why does this word exist? Well, on giving it a more thought, a deeper thought, I come to the understanding and conclusion for myself that the words weird, normal, ordinary, same, sane, or what people might call the way you should pursue or the path you should follow is just following in the footsteps of those who have already gone ahead. And if you try to carve your own path, or if you try to take a step onto the road not taken, onto a path which is different, you end up being termed weird or not part of the laughter. On this, here I'm going to conclude this in a very, very short thought. Words can be monsters and words can be angels. There are words which can help you, there are words which can soothe you, and there are going to be words which can trick you. Weird is a monster. Weird is a dream or a nightmare. Weird is a rare gemstone. People are not weird. Abnormality is normal. Everyone is different. And we need to stop treating each other poorly because we value our own opinions over others. We have been brought to value our vices, our thoughts, and our perceptions, and not look at the other side. And with that, that is me being the weird person that I am, trying to say, let's not be weird and let's not call anyone weird. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pranav. That was a fabulous speech, which led us into a pensive mode of thinking that nothing and no one is weird. We all live in a beautiful world with our beautiful scars, and that's who we are. With that, let's move on to our next speech. And before that, I'd like to share a hobby by one of the famous personalities. And the person shares the hobby with one of our Toastmasters here. She is the former CEO of Yahoo, and she absolutely loves baking. So we have many bakers, and that's as a person who can't even cook Maggie properly, kudos to all of you guys. And the famous actor Leonardo DiCaprio, he said that he loves playing basketball and spends his time playing PS5. How many of you are here are gaming enthusiasts?
I am.
Oh, what games do you play, if you don't mind me asking, Toastmaster Tanma?
PS4, God of War, or Witcher, or anything like that. Single player
Wow.
campaigns, Call of Duty, with friends and so on.
I'm looking forward to the gaming party that you may someday host, and I'm inviting myself to that. How about anyone else who loves to play either basketball or play digital games?
Well, I am more of a chess player in the physical world and more of Witcher 3, more of F1, more of the game. I forgot the name. What was it? Ragnarok, something. That Call of Call of Duty as well. Then the old classic Grand Theft Autos, and then the newer ones of what was that? The Spider-Man games, etc., etc., etc. Character-based games.
Interesting. I'm not a gamer at all, but All of that sounds interesting and makes me want to delve into that world of gaming. Who else? Is there a woman here in the group who loves to play as well? Either this or anything else, any sports? Oh, the silence. I mean, I'd really love to hear some more people speak up about their passion and how they picked it up.
I've been playing badminton since I was a kid. I've lost touch with it over the last few years, but that's one of the sports that I am really into.
Amazing Toastmaster Sakshi. I love playing badminton too. Maybe we can all get together someday and have a match.
Definitely.
So we heard about so many other interesting hobbies from all our Toastmasters. And yeah, again, it's mentioning that it's not too late to pick up a hobby, pick up something that makes you happy. Let's move on to our next speaker now, who's Toastmaster Pasha. And before we call the speaker, I'd like to call the evaluator for our second speech, Toastmaster Aditya, who is an automobile engineer, graduate from SRM University, who aspires to serve in Indian Armed Forces. He's a native of Bangalore. His passions extend beyond academia, embracing cricket, literature, and music. His authenticity and warm-hearted nature enrich every interaction, making him a cherished individual among his peers. Welcome. Please set the objectives for the speaker, Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sahana. So the purpose of the project is for the member to practice the skills needed to address audience challenges when he or she presents outside of the Toastmasters Club. Timer, please note that the speech length is 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm looking forward to the speech, excited. Over to TMOD of the day, Toastmaster Sahana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya, for setting the objectives. Here's our second speaker, Toastmaster Pasha, who's a cosmetic orofacial surgeon. He has been in dentistry for 22 years and has multi-specialty innovative dental clinics and implant centers in Bangalore and in Mumbai. And he has authored books and published them worldwide on Amazon and added ebooks. And he's a person who loves helping people to chase their dreams. The stage is all yours, Toastmaster Pasha. Toastmaster Pasha? Sorry, you're not audible. Toastmaster Tanmay, is it just me or I don't think he's audible at all?
Yeah, we can't hear it.
He is not audible.
He's not audible.
No, am I audible now?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, Toastmaster Pasha, you're audible.
Toastmaster Sahana, can you do a proper audio check with Toastmaster Pasha, please?
Oh, yes. Toastmaster Pasha, you were audible a couple of minutes ago. Can you please maybe repeat?
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible now.
Hello?
But it's a bit distant.
Am I audible now?
Yes, perfectly audible.
Am I audible?
Toastmaster Pasha, can you not hear us maybe?
Toastmaster Pasha, can you please confirm if you can hear us? Toastmaster Pasha? Toastmaster, can you please give a call to Toastmaster Pasha? I think his connection is having some issues.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible. Are you able to hear us, Toastmaster Pasha?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Sahana, can you just do an audio check, please? Toastmaster Pasha.
Hi, Toastmaster Pasha. Can you please repeat what I say just to confirm that you can hear us perfectly? 3 cheers to Speakers Den. Hip hip hooray.
Cheers to Speakers Den. Hip hip hooray.
Okay, amazing. I think you can hear us and we can hear you. And can we have the timer also please display one of the cards quickly so that we can confirm Toastmaster Pasha can see our screens as well?
Sure, Sahana.
Toastmaster Brajesh. Toastmaster Pasha, are the timer cards visible to you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, visible.
Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Brajesh. And yes, the stage is all yours, Toastmaster Pasha.
Who wants to become powerful? Raise your hand. Who wants to become powerful? I see most of them you want to become powerful. My next question to you is, what is the most powerful force on planet Earth? What is the most powerful force on planet Earth? Anybody from the audience? In one sentence or in one word?
Money,
What's that?
money, money, money.
Money is the money. Okay, okay, sir. Money, good. Nice answer. Any other, anyone, any other answer?
You
Our thoughts,
need to
Huh?
our thoughts,
Thoughts. Okay,
what we think we
good.
become.
Yes.
Gravitation.
Influence.
Influence, gravitational force. Okay.
Ability.
You are all
Ability.
right. Ability.
unity.
Yes. The thing is, the most powerful force on planet Earth is focused mind power. If you have focused mind power, everything is possible. Money, everything is possible. So, what is it? Focused mind power. It is the force which arises from clear mind. How? Human brain has millions of brain cells communicating through trillions of connection, asking for direction. How amazing it is. See, if you give task to our mind, it will manifest. The beauty of our mind is, once if you feed our mind with a clear task, it will manifest it automatically. We need not to strain hard or work hard. Only thing is, we need clear task to feed. So in everyday task, in everyday we feed our mind with tasks, small tasks. We accomplish those tasks. We complete that task. Once we complete that task, what we will do? If we complete our task, what happens to us? If we complete our daily tasks, we finish our daily tasks, we grow, we feel happy. These are small tasks, everyday tasks. So what I am telling here is about clear tasks. This clear task, why I am telling is the ultimate power. How clear task is the ultimate power? From where to get this clear task? What is it? Good morning, one and all. The ultimate power. Here is my story of a clear task, an unclear task. Initially, it was an unclear task. It is converted into a clear task. Once it became a clear task, it gave me two-folds more than what I wanted. That is the power of the task. So, when I was a child, I used to accompany with my father to Bangalore. So I was born and brought up in Chintamani. So my father was a small trader. I would accompany my father to Bangalore. So in late nights, when we miss transportation back to our native place, we face a lot of problems and we struggle a lot. That time, I had a dream of owning a house in Bangalore city. That time, in childhood dream. After completing my BDS, I went to Mumbai. I settled down there. I established my practice, settled down there. After 15 years, but the dream of owning a house in Bangalore revoked inside me. Then I started to acting on that dream. In 2016, I came to Bangalore. I took help of a few real estate agents and searched a few houses. I could not purchase the house. Went back to Mumbai. See, I would come in vacations. I went back to Mumbai. So from 2016 to 2019, for 3 years, the same sequence repeated. So I would come from Mumbai, I take the help of few real estate agents, I would search house. I could not able to find the house. I could not able to purchase. I went back. So one day, I become this one. I pondered why it's been 3 years, why I'm not able to get my dream house. So when pondering, I realized that I was not clear about my dream. I was not clear about what I exactly wanted, what type of house I wanted, at what dimension I wanted, what was the budget I wanted, on which locality I wanted. I was not clear about my dream. So then I took one paper and pen and I draw exactly what I wanted. So I draw this diagram. I draw this diagram. 3 floors standalone building. 3 floors standalone building. I fixed on budget and I fixed on locality. In posh locality of Bangalore. After this clarity, again I restarted from 2019 to 2019. For 2 years, from 2019 to 2021, with this task in mind, I restarted. I consulted at least on 25 to 30 real estate agents around Bangalore city. I inspected dozens of building properties. I gave token amount to a few properties. Lost, failed. I made an agreement with 3-4 properties. I lost the money. Again, I failed. So, finally, the magic has happened. In 2022, when I started my project in 2016, in 2022, I purchased my dream house. That is 6 apartment building it is. In the posh locality it is located. No, initially my aim was 3 floor. No, I purchased 6 floor building, that too in posh locality. I got 3-4 times more than what I wanted. What are the lessons, how I got, what is this thing, what the magic has happened is, see, initial from 2016 to 2019, just I was learning the essential knowledge was needed to purchase my dream. I was learning, I was gaining the knowledge for 3 years. I was learning about real estate. What is plot, what is 30-40, what is square foot, what is the locality, how to all those things, what is khata, what A khata, B khata. That essential knowledge I was gaining in that 3 years. Then, in second stage, in 2019 to 2021, 2 years, what I was doing? I was failing severely. I was failing, I was doing mistake, I was losing money, I was being cheated, I was being betrayed, I was losing money in one hand. On other hand, what was happening to me, good thing was, I was, every failure, I was becoming more wise. And my target level standard was slowly in my mind, it was increasing. In second stage. So in third stage, in 2021 to 2022, what exactly happened was, so I was acted on my dream, acted on the task with more knowledge and more wisdom. In my mind, it means, in my mind, my task was crystal clear. So that crystal clarity in my task was gave me twofold more than what I wanted. The crystal clarity of task is the thing. It is very important because it is powerful. So how to get clarity of task? Clarity, see, we get clarity of task when we dream, we act on faith. If we act on faith, we put our efforts, we act on big visions, slowly our efforts, our relentless perseverance, what makes us is it makes our task more clear and it gives productive results. So the main mistake most of us, what we will do, we don't venture into big things, we don't dream big because of lack of clarity. We want anything, we want certainty. It is a basic human need. We want big things, Baba, that thing I can't so much, how it can happen to me. There is nothing is clear, big. This thing is, the secret is big things. If you want to become powerful, you want to do big things. The big things are always unclear. Unclear 100%. It is our duty. If you want to become powerful, it is our duty. With our efforts and action, we have to make it clear. How will you make it clear? By acting, by putting efforts, by having faith. See, all starts with faith. People say, don't act on faith. So if you don't act on faith, you will not do big things in life. Blind faith. Initially, my dream was started with a childlike faith. To me, my father, we are very average family, poor family. So, owning a house in before 40 years back is a big dream to me. But it was my faith. So that faith, I was acted on faith. How it has happened, all those things is, we should not think about it. But we have to take first step. We have to take first step if you want to become powerful, have a big dream, have a big vision, then start acting on the dream. Slowly things will get clear. You become powerful. See. The focused mind comes with mental clarity. Mental clarity comes with knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom comes with placement. If you place on bigger things to achieve big things, our mind, the beauty it is our mind will take you and it will finish the task. So, if you want to become powerful, have a big dream. Pursue it until you achieve it. Over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pasha. That speech got me thinking very deeply on a Sunday morning, and you did an amazing job. Thank you so much for that. And with that, we come to an end to our prepared speech section. And next up, we have something very interesting. That's our table topic session, where we all get to think quickly on our feet and present our impromptu thoughts. Before getting ahead with that, let's delve through a couple of more interesting hobbies from famous personalities. So, as we all know, Roger Federer, the god in the game that he plays, he enjoys sports even outside his work life. That is playing ping pong and playing cards and cricket. And Madonna, the one who inspires all of us, is into meditation, reading, and journaling. And Bill Gates. So Bill Gates loves tennis and reading books, and there is a entire page. He has a blog where he puts out books that he recommends. Has any one of you gone through it or come across it? There's a blog which says Bill Gates recommends, and he puts out the books that he's reading for that month, for that week, and so on. Has anyone come across that? No? If not, then I would suggest all of you to please Google after this meeting Bill Gates book recommendations. They're fantastic. He gives recommendations for both fiction, non-fiction, and such eye-opening books. Wow. Really, the person he has become, books have played definitely a lot of influence on that. And Oprah Winfrey, how many of you know or have heard of Oprah Winfrey? No, yes? Yes. Oh, thank you, Toastmasters. Okay. I'm glad you have heard of her. And she's such an amazing personality. And she also loves reading books. This is something common that I've seen across all the famous personalities, that they indulge in book reading. And our very own MS Dhoni, as you all know, he loves collecting bikes and cars, and it's a very expensive hobby indeed. Do any of you also do this? Like collect bikes, cars, or?
Yeah, if I'm that money, I will collect bikes.
Exactly.
Oh, isn't that all of our dream, Toastmaster Aditya and Sakshi? Like all of us dream of having that much money where we can see, it's okay, I have this. But okay, let's not satisfy ourselves with seeing people who can actually do that IRL. I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to take you through a couple of more hobbies later. And now let's start our table topic session. We have our Toastmaster Lalita, who's hosting the session, who's a HR by profession with 10 years of corporate experience. She says that she enjoys reading books and cooking and likes to travel occasionally. So the whole stage is all yours, Toastmaster Lalita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sahana, for such a warm welcome. So good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Toastmaster Lalita, and I'll be the table topic master in today's meeting. So, but before starting, let me tell you what table topic session really means. Table topic session is an impromptu speaking session where the table topic master would be giving you a topic. You get 5 to 10 seconds of time to think, and then you have to give a speech for a minimum of 1 minute and for a maximum of 2 minutes. A timer will share a screen. The moment you cross 1 minute, it's going to change the Zoom background to green. And when it turns to 1 minute 30 seconds, then it will be changed to yellow. And when it goes to beyond 2 minutes, then it goes to red. And you have another 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. So let's start the session. Who would like to volunteer first? Yes. So
if no one's coming, I'll come first. It's fine.
okay, I'll just give for the guest the chance first.
Sure.
Tarun Kumar Upadhyay, would you like to give a try? Okay, I don't think he's there. And Chetana?
Sure, Lalita.
So what's your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby is reading books and also craft work. And apart from these two, I love singing. And as a child, I have learned Carnatic music. So singing is something which, keeps me really relaxed. And, it makes me forget all my stress, be it office or any other stress which I have in my mind. I feel that, when I sing the different tunes and everything which comes to my mind, and also the relaxation it gives me, I get immense joy and happiness singing. Apart from that, I also love to read motivational books. I think the first motivational book which I had read was The Secret, which was written by the Rhonda Byrne. And it explains immensely about the way we look at life and how in every aspect we have to be thankful and we should have gratitude towards things. And also she also talks about the power of manifestation in her books. And apart from that, I also like craft work. Craft work here in the sense, I love to make earrings, quilling earrings and also silk thread. It gives me real happiness doing it, gathering all things together and making it look wonderful. And also I have made it and given it to a few of my friends. After making those earrings, more than making those earrings, it's like when I give it to my friends, I see that they are so happy that I've gifted it to them. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetana. Like, I didn't know you have so many hobbies, like even singing is your favorite hobby. We didn't know that. So probably next time when we meet, offline, so you have to sing for all of us. So next, would like to volunteer, Sakshi.
Sure, Lalita.
Yes. So can you make money from a hobby?
Okay, I would say that yes, definitely you can make money from your hobby, and that is something which is propaganda, not a propaganda. That is something that's an idea which has been going around very recently. That you should have a hobby, and that should serve as a second source of income for you. But I don't agree with that statement. I feel that hobby is something which you do for the sheer love of it. I recently read somewhere that people throw around the word amateur a lot in the sense that it's very unprofessional, but amateur actually comes from a Italian or a Latin proverb, which means doing something out of the sheer love of it. And I feel that having a hobby is something that you should do just for the, just because you love that particular thing. And not just, it's not something that you should pursue with the only motivation to make money out of it. If you're able to make money out of something that you do, that's great for you. But that is not something which I am a very big fan of. There are a lot of people out there who are, and we can see that on the Instagram culture these days. We have all these influencers who had these great hobbies, be it fashion, singing, or crafts, anything of that sort, and they are making good amount of money out of it, and kudos to them. But I think that for me, hobby is something that you do for yourself. And if it helps you that you are able to make money out of it, that's great for you. But that may not be the case for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi, for sharing your thoughts on this. Next, Velovan, would you like to give a try?
Just give me a minute. I just joined back. I'm just connecting my.
Okay. Okay, Velovan, I think okay. Are you able to? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Can
you hear
so,
me?
what hobbies are popular with children but not with adults? What hobbies are popular with children but not with adults?
The hobbies that are popular with children is, I would say, something related, anything related to creativity, arts, like painting. Because as we adults grow up, we lose touch with our creative self. If you like, I have seen many kids who like to draw and paint, play with colors, and get creative. But as we grow up, somehow like we fear the criticism. Like we feel that we are not creative anymore. The kids doesn't have that fear of being judged. So they let their creativity flow. So I would say that children are more creative. The hobbies that they take up has to do a lot of with creativity, and not so with adults.
Velovan, are you done with it? Or? Velovan, I think there's some connectivity issue. We are not able to hear you. Okay, we'll connect with Velovan later. So next, would like to volunteer. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Brijesh, would you like to give a try?
Yes, sure, Lilita.
Okay. So what are some inexpensive hobbies?
Can you repeat?
What are some inexpensive hobbies?
Inexpensive hobbies. So give me a few seconds. Like some inexpensive hobbies are like making some creative things with our waste materials, like some means when our copies are full of writings, then we can use that papers to make some creative things. So like that, one of that thing we can say it is inexpensive. And other things are like we can make creative things through our rubber bands or any other things. So that's all from my side.
Thank you, Brijesh, for sharing your thoughts. Yeah, I do agree with you. Like craft making is like not very expensive hobby. So next, would Venkatesh Kumar, would you like to volunteer?
Yes.
What music do you like?
Thank you, Lalita, for a wonderful topic. I usually do not listen much music, but when I feel boring, I usually listen to rock music. Eh, because it will help me in many ways. First, it will help me in relaxing. Like if I do daily, it feels me boring. But if I listen to rock music, I will get some new energy to I will feel more motivated, and I will be more fruitful to our work. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Lalita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh. I do agree, listening to music relaxes our mind to a large extent. And next, would like to volunteer. Aditya Shrikant, would you like to volunteer?
Sure, sure.
So what musical instrument would you like to learn to play?
Oh, yes. Thank you for giving the topic. Actually, my favorite music is like to play is playing flute because it's give me the beautiful music. And also I like to listen to Krishna's music, which reduces my stress and also gives an full happiness around me as well as around everyone. So, and also I have also tried to play flute. It was quite difficult because I don't play that much of musical instrument. I only played keyboard when I was a very young kid, and it was quite, patience. So I had lack of patience, but still, then I gradually, when I grew up, I wanted to like to play flute because it's, and the voice of the flute is very scientific because you blow into it and automatically due to the air it gives a beautiful music out of it. And I like to play I like to play mostly the Lord Krishna's music, which has been played, that is very cool, and also it makes everyone and myself being very positive. Plus, I also like to even there are many musicians. I don't know the name of it. I just take it and just listen to different Western music, flute also. That is also very good. So every music has different things. Every instrument has their own benefits. But I like to play flute, which is my favorite thing, which is quite little cheaper. Just one flute is enough, and you can just impress uh, everyone out of there. I can say everyone. You can try to impress everyone with just one flute. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. I do agree, by playing these musical instruments, we can impress quite a lot of people. So next, would like to volunteer? Anyone would like to volunteer? Okay. Toastmaster Pasha? Do the hobbies you have were influenced by friends? Do the hobbies you have were influenced by friends?
Yes, ma'am. Certainly, some habits I have got it from my childhood friends. So when I was in school, middle school, my friend was there. I had friends up from all classes. My friend he taught me BDs, smoking BDs. that is smoking, that smoking BDs, he taught me then slowly that middle school to high school, we are in trading also, small businesses. Then when it came to college, it converted into cigarettes. Then so that habit, see, friend from I gained that smoking from my childhood friend. So he was from labor class. He was my friend. Yeah. Then some good habits I got it from some educated friends also. So one of the good habit I got from when I was in my college, I had a friend. She is a chronic reader. She loves to read. So whenever I see she is in books, I don't know. That reading habit, when I was in BDS, I got from my friend, that my close friend, that is reading. So that reading habit, that is very useful. Still, I feel I appreciate for her to give me that habit. I got it from that habit. So, Adhar, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pasha. I agreed, like reading is a good hobby, but definitely smoking is not a good hobby. So next, would like to volunteer.
Pranav, I think he raised his hand earlier.
Pranav, okay. Pranav, would you like to volunteer?
Yeah, sure.
So do you ever go to concerts or music festivals?
Yeah. All right, that's the thing. All right, concerts and music festivals. Everyone here enjoys music, I'm pretty sure. When you listen to something which is fine, which is fun, which has a beat, which gives you a vibe, you do enjoy it. It gives a bit of peace, a bit of calmness, a sensation of just relaxing. And sometimes you just want to go and experience that maybe in a different level. You can have your earphones, you can have your speakers, but all the time you're listening to an artist of your choice through a music app or on YouTube or wherever. And sometimes you decide, okay, fine, I'm going to go and see if this person sounds as he does to me in real life. And you move to a concert. And then there are two ways you can decide a concert. One is the more classical kind, the Heinz Zimmer kind, the A.R. Rahman concerts, the old concerts of R.D. Burman, etc., which you can find off. And then there are the newer music fests like Sunburn, etc. Both of them are quite different genres, if you see. One is where you go with a bunch of your friends to have a good time, to vibe, to enjoy the atmosphere, to relish the music, to be carefree. And the other, the old classical one, is where you go to just relax yourself in melodies. And these concerts do help you in a way to explore and find a newer and more simpler understanding of music, not through high-end earphones or headphones or crazy speakers or surround sound setups, but through the lyrics and everyone singing along together or dancing to a beat together. That'll be all from me. Back to the TTM.
Thank you, Pranav, for sharing your thoughts. I do agree, like when you go to the concerts, like that experience is definitely different from the other experiences. So next, would like to volunteer. Prajna, would you like to volunteer?
Sure, Lalita. Yeah.
So, is it important to have a hobby? If someone only works and sleeps, what is the problem?
Thank you, Toastmaster Lalita, for this topic. I do completely agree that it is very important to have a hobby, because most of us are working professionals, or maybe even we are students. So we get our life put in a set format. Like we have to go to school, college, school, or to our work, and then take a rest for the day, and then again for the next day we begin the cycle again. So it is so important to break out of that cycle, and for that, having a hobby is the key, or is very important, because then what happens is, when you have a hobby, you break out of that cycle, and you you involve yourself or indulge yourself in a different activity, and then it takes your mind off that, and also gives you a very fresh perspective, so that you can, so for example, having a creative hobby, so you break out of that monotonous cycle and you indulge yourself into a creativity. It opens up your horizon, it gives you a fresh perspective, and with a new renewed energy you go back to your day-to-day activities. So in that way, it keeps a balance. It gives you a sense of balance in your life. It makes you happy and relaxed. So in order to have this balance in life, and to also kind of de-stress yourself, having a hobby is very important. So that will be all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I do agree, these hobbies are required for us to give a break from our daily routines. It's like a kind of refreshing. So next, who would like to volunteer? Aditya? I think there are two Adityas. Aditya, would you like to volunteer? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, Lolita.
Okay. Can you please come on video? It's I'm not sure if I'm audibly visible.
Yes, you're audible.
You're
Okay.
audible.
Yeah. So Abhishek, I think Abhishek Shrikant give a try. The other Abhishek, we are two Abhisheks. Abhishek, sorry, Aditya. Abhishek, would you like to give a try? Would you like to volunteer?
Okay.
Okay. So, did you have any hobbies when you were a child?
Yeah, as a as a child, I had a lot of hobbies. It keeps on changing whatever things I liked more. So one day, for 6 7 days, I had one hobby. Then after next 10 days, another hobby. Then after 10 days, another hobby. So it depended on which things I liked more. So one day I started playing cricket, then football, then hockey, then carom board, then some other games. So hobbies mainly kept on changing as a childhood, because whatever thing fascinated, whatever things I enjoyed that in the leisure time, and whatever I was engrossed. So that one, whatever I felt more comfortable. So that was the hobby during childhood, and which the most important thing was that the thing which we used to share with lot of people, like football or any games. So that was the major thing, or any other game, right? Or you can say kho or any other. So with lot of people, so that was a bit of more enjoyment. So as a child, I had a lot of different games and different hobbies which I played. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you, Abhishek, for sharing your thoughts. Even I was like you, during my childhood days. So my hobbies would change almost on a weekly basis. So next, would anyone like to volunteer? Have I covered everyone? Tanmay?
I can go.
Okay, Sankhya, yes. So what hobbies do you not recommend?
I would recommend, or I would not recommend?
Would not recommend.
Would not recommend.
Yes.
Okay. So hobbies are something which should come from the innermost heart, that okay, this is something which I really, really love. There is no such hobby which I should not recommend, because it depends completely on individual to individual. Now, what happens is, when we see a particular hobby, say for example, if it's a risk-taking hobby, say it can also be going to the become a mountaineer, and or you do a skydiving. Both can be risk taking. Now, for a person who loves to take risks, who loves to go up, for them it's absolutely fantastic. That's something which is like thrilling. But on the other hand, if someone is do not want to go out that way, who loves to staying indoor, for them I would not recommend that hobby. On the contrary, uh, you know, if someone loves to play indoor games, but on the other hand, if someone sees that, uh, hey, indoor games is something which is boring. Now I want to play something which is really thrilling. I want to go out. I want to hang out. For them, for the extrovert people, I would not also recommend the games which are indoor games. So it totally depends on person to person, on the type of personality which is, because hobbies, after all, or at the end of the day, something which you really, really love to do. So whatever your heart takes on, you should go ahead with that. Nothing will stop you. Over to you, Toastmaster Lalita.
Thank you, Sanky, for sharing your thoughts. I do agree, like, some passion should come within us, and then we should go towards that. Go. So next, would like to volunteer. TMOD Sahana, would you like to give a try?
Sahana, you're on mute. I was on mute
Sure.
before, you're on mute now.
Yes, sure, Toastmaster Lalita. That tabletop speaker in me has been itching her hand since the beginning. So,
Okay. So how much time do you spend on your hobbies? How much time would be too much?
I'm a person who absolutely goes crazy for books. And last year, I was able to complete 52 books over 52 weeks. And this year, I am very close to completing 100 books. And people around me tend to say that I spend unhealthy amount of time reading. I beg to differ because reading has been something that has made me the person that I am today. I have been reading since I was around 4 years old, where the chubby 4-year-old Sahana laid her hand on a tattered copy of Tinkle, read those first words, and was completely fascinated by that story, which makes all kids happy. And since that day, I've not looked backwards, because after that, combined with the bullying that I went through in school, no one would befriend me. I was not a part of any sports team. And I would spend all my time in libraries. Looking back when you all hear that, it might feel sad, but it absolutely was not. The librarian was my best friend. She would keep all the books, the Harry Potter books for me as soon as they would come in, and at aside just for me, along with the Enid Blytons and all the other books. And I would get all of them. And since I was her favorite, she would allow me to take an extra book or two. Those were the initial days, and my definition of being rich and independent, even to this day, is that I can pick up any book without looking at its price tag and buy it. That is something that I would consider rich, and I would say I am rich in that extent. And with my first salary, I got a Kindle for myself, and I read both on Kindle. Like, I read 4 to 5 books at once. Even right now, I'm like reading Stephen King's book and a couple of other fantasy books, and also Steve Jobs books. And and I read hard copies. I carry like multiple books. I have multiple books in multiple bags, so that whichever bag I pick up, I don't go outside without a book. I'm a person who has made book reading her entire personality, and I'm obsessed with it, honestly, because from not being able to speak in front of others, to speak, at least to be able to speak to this extent where no one is barfing or bleeding from their ears, that's definitely a progress. And I owe it all to my books and that amazing librarian all those years in my school who supported me for that. So that's my take, and back to you, Develop Master Lalita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sahana. It is really nice to know that you read 52 books in a year. That's really great. And would anyone like to volunteer next? Tanmay, would you like to volunteer?
Yeah, Lalita.
So what sport did you used to play when you were a kid?
Okay. So my father is a police officer. So that means that I had access to a lot of variety of sports. I had always had the permission to go out and do whatever sports, anything that you want. And since he was posted in various places, like in SP office and all, so they used to have these programs where they had these summer camps kind of a thing for the kids. So I played a variety of sports ranging. The one sport I never played is cricket. Other than that, I have played hockey at my club. I have played basketball in my school. I have played table tennis in my college. I have played boxing, taekwondo, judo, and karate in the summer camps of my father's police office. So there were like a lot of things that we used to do. But the only drawback that I had was I never stick to the same sport in the next summer. So I always had this tendency that I change to whatever, like to the new thing every summer. That I will try this, I will try this, I will try this, and due to which I had played a lot of things, but so I can say that I'm a master of all, I'm a jack of all, master of none. But it's better than being master of one. So that's what my summer memories in my childhood was like. And nowadays, since there is like no summer, so my go-to sports is PS4. The only thing that I am working out right now is this thumbs and hand. Yeah, which also works out on Instagram very well as well. Scrolling countless reels throughout the day, putting miles on this. Although steps counter is still below 1,000, but yeah, this would be about like thousands and above. So yeah, thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanmay. It's good to know, like you have experience in almost all the sports. So with this, I would be passing on the stage to TMOD Sahana. Over to you, Toastmaster Sahana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lalita. I really appreciate that you aligned all the topics to the theme of the day and inspired all the members of the club and to speak about their topics and to reminisce the good old days. Really a great job done. And with that, we have come to an end to our table topic session. Before we move on to the most important session of this meeting, that is the evaluation, there's a small question for all of you. Do you all know what is Akshay Kumar's hobby? The Bollywood actor.
I think it is
making biopics.
Karate? Yeah. Waking up at 5 a.m.
making biopics.
Martial
arts. Yes, I did hear a couple of martial arts, and you all are right. It is Tai Chi. I was surprised to hear that martial arts are actually a major thing now in India, and I would like to indulge in a martial art or two someday. And how about Ratan Tata, a person who inspires all of us? What do you all think might one of his hobbies be?
Creating startups and boosting India's economy.
That he's doing really well, yes.
Reading books?
Yes, he does love reading books. I am looking for one specific answer that surprised me. I know that's too much to ask, but let's all give it a try. Come on.
Postcards or coins?
No. Something related to things that fly.
Oh yeah, he loves to fly airplanes.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Toastmaster Tanmay. He loves flying airplanes and aircrafts. A very daring and a very expensive hobby, for sure. And I do see a message from Toastmaster Abhishek. He said that we missed the Jamwal, who's a #1 martial art. Wow, thank you for getting that to our notice. And let's move on to our evaluation session now. I'd like to call the general before we call the general evaluator, sorry, Tanmay, will general evaluator call the speech evaluators, or would I be calling them?
General evaluator.
Sorry, thank you for that. Yes, let's call the general evaluator Toastmaster Sankhya to please present his evaluation along with his team.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sahana. Now, when I'll be starting with my overall general evaluation, so I'll be dividing this entire session into 3 parts. The first part, wherein we will be starting off with the evaluation of speeches. The second part, I will be calling upon the tag team. And the third part, I will be giving the overall evaluation of the entire meeting. So to begin with, let's start with our first part of the meeting. Now, to evaluate Toastmaster Pranav, may I request Toastmaster Abhishek start with your evaluation?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sankhya. And Toastmaster Pranav, he attempted his L1P5, which is persuasive influence, and he presented on topic weird. So Toastmaster Pranav, clearly he highlighted why certain things are weird for someone and why certain things are normal for someone. He came up with story and how he went to a movie and how that was weird for someone but normal for other people. Also, he explained about how weird helps to expand your horizons and how it can also benefit. And apart from that, Like you shouldn't have right to shame other people if someone is doing a weird job, a weird act. So he came up with different things. He explained beautifully, which I liked, and also things which helped to expand his horizons and help internally. And the important thing is he told like it helps also to carve your own paths. So these are the positive point, and I definitely liked your speech which you presented, came up with different examples, scenarios, and different things. So that was wonderfully done. Apart from that, you can just focus more on your body language. I think you're moving too much. That one thing I noted, you're moving too much. You could be still and focusing on that. And the voice modulation also you can focus on that. And so these two things you can focus. And apart from that, your speech was perfect, and I definitely liked your speech. So that's all from myself. Over to you, Toastmaster Sankhya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek. Now, to add up to Toastmaster Abhishek, I agree with all the points that you have highlighted, Toastmaster Abhishek. And just in 2 points, 3 points, which I want to give a little bit more detailed one. One is when we are speaking in front of the virtual environment, right? So the camera plays a huge role. Now, the advantage of that is that the moment you come front of the camera, each of your facial expression or each of your body language will be highlighted more than when you are in the physical audience and the physical stage. Now, in this one, I would always recommend you that you should do a audio video check. And when I'm saying a video check, it means that not only that your video is coming fine or not, it also includes how much of you as a person or as a speaker, your entire body is reflecting when you are moving your hands or your face, or so is it entire thing is visible or not. At the moment, I can see that your head, half of the head is actually got cut off. So you need to take care of that one. And when you are sitting in front of the camera, your hand gestures were also not able to visualize properly. That was the thing. In terms of the voice modulation, which Toastmaster Abhishek has also pointed out, I would say, yes, I would agree that what are some few points, I would say you could have been better. One is when you said about a particular situation which talks about that you had to go for 7 kilometers on a scooter. So when you have to mention that 7 kilometers, the 7 kilometers for me can be a very small distance, but in your story as a character, 7 kilometers was a very huge distance, a long distance. So it could have come out as 7 kilometers or 7 kilometers, or it's a long distance, to stress on the fact that it's a very long distance for you. Number one. Second, your entire, I would love the concept which you took up as a speech. Weird. It's a very uncommon thing, and it's I would say a brilliant thought of the topic, because the moment you come up with something which is unusual, there will be always a hook to that. So you should actually play around with the word weird, because that's what your story. I see very beautifully you captured that essence in 4 or 5 times on the word weird, but each time when you said weird, you should highlight it with your voice modulation, right? That would have been a great one. Apart from that, brilliant job done. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pranav and Toastmaster Venkatesh. Toastmaster Abhishek. Let's give a round of applause for both of them. Fantastic. Now let's move on to our next speaker, our next evaluator. So to evaluate Toastmaster Pasha, may I request Toastmaster Aditya to be on the stage. Toastmaster Aditya, you're on mute.
Oh, which Aditya? Okay.
Who is supposed to evaluate? Aditya Meti. Toastmaster Aditya Meti, we are not able to hear you. Are you there? Toastmaster Tanmay, can you check with Toastmaster Aditya if possible?
Sure, let me check. Maybe had some urgency at his end. So he'll be sharing the feedback in the chat. He won't be able to come on camera.
Okay.
Toastmaster Sankhya?
Okay, fine.
You are on, I can't hear you, Toastmaster Sankhya. Yeah.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. He would be sharing his feedback later on. Due to some urgency, it is not possible for him to come on camera and unmute himself at the moment.
Okay, fine. Let me give the evaluation in the meanwhile to to Toastmaster Pasha. Toastmaster Pasha, I can see that you are actually growing like anything from the time you joined the Speakers Day, and now you are giving long speeches. Brilliant job done on that one. But however, I would like in Toastmasters in the pathways, every has a specific objective, right? So you need to connect with Toastmaster Tanmay as a VP Education to understand, or you have to go through also that each of the specific objective. Now, if I consider this particular objective of the speech, the objective is, and this speech has a very interesting objective. It's not only about the speech length, which is 10 to 15 minutes, but the speech was supposed to be within 5 to 7 minutes. However, at the same time, your speech at least 4 times should have been disrupted by 4 different audience. And the evaluation should be happening was not on your speech, but on how you are handling the disruptions. Right? I would recommend you, Toastmaster Pasha, to start again with this speech, maybe in the oncoming session, and also to try out this speech in the other clubs as well, because that's what this speech objective states on this particular aspect, right? So what you need to do is you need to first speak out with the respective VP Education that your speech objective is to get disruptions by individual members. How you are going to handle that? So you have to arrange for that kind of a disruption. Right, so that is one. So I would recommend you please try this speech once more along with the speech objectives. But apart from that, Toastmaster Pasha, I would see that you have come out a lot in terms of your speaking abilities. That's a brilliant job done. Also, whenever you are coming to the virtual stage, it's always recommend that you join 10-15 minutes early, and you also do a audio video check, because I see that you are struggling initially with the audios and videos. So you should always do that. Use that time, and we specifically open the stage 10 minutes early so that everybody can check on the audio video, right? With that, I would let's give a round of applause for Toastmaster Pasha for the very good speech, for the very good awesome try on that. Good job. Okay, now may I request my awesome TAC members, the timer, counter, and the grammarian, to be ready with your report. Now, may I request my timer, Toastmaster Brijesh, to please present your timing objective, timing report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sankhya. So I would like to present timing report. So for speeches, Toastmaster Pranav took 8 minutes 50 seconds, and Toastmaster Pasha took 15 minutes 15 seconds. For table topics, TM Chetna, 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Sakshi, 1 minute 38 seconds. Toastmaster Velavan, 50 seconds. Toastmaster Venkatesh, 50 seconds. And Toastmaster Aditya Srikant, 1 minute 42 seconds. Toastmaster Pasa, 1 minute 46 seconds. Toastmaster Pranav, 1 minute 48 seconds. Toastmaster Prajna, 1 minute 21 seconds. Toastmaster Abhishek, 1 minute 5 seconds. And Toastmaster Sankhya, 1 minute 30 seconds. And Toastmaster Sahana, 2 minute 40 seconds. Toastmaster Tanmay, 1 minute 30 seconds. And for evolutions, Toastmaster Abhishek took 1 minute 33 seconds. And Toastmaster Sankhya took 2 minute 23 seconds. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Sankhya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brijesh. Now we'll move on to the R counter. Before I move on to the R counter, may I request everyone to switch on the video because it will be awesome to see everyone on the virtual stage. Thank you, Toastmaster Lalita. I can see. Okay, brilliant. Toastmaster Abhishek, Brijesh, switch on the video. I request everyone, unless and until there is a technical issue, please do switch on the video. Okay, great. Now, may I request Toastmaster Sakshi as the R counter to please present your report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sankhya. Starting with the speakers, Pranav, Toastmaster Pranav, I've just listed out the fillers that were used. He used well 7 times, but 5. O, so, and like was used 1 time each. For Toastmaster Pasha, the word so was used 15 times, then 3 times, but 2 times. Also, in addition to that, there were repetition of a lot of words and phrases. So while you were talking, you repeated the same phrase twice while continuing. Moving on to the table topics, starting with Toastmaster Chetna. The phrases you and also was used 7 times, 3 times, but and so 1 times each. Toastmaster Pasha, was used 8 times, so was used 5 times, and 1 time each. Toastmaster Prajna, you used 7 times, was used 4 times, and also 3 times, and then and like 1 time each. Toastmaster Abhishek, so was used 10 times, like 4 times, 2 times. Pranav, you used the words and 8 times, but was used twice, and was used once. Toastmaster Sahana, the use of the word and was used 12 times, was more or less 7 times, like was used 2 times. Toastmaster Sankhya, the fillers was used for 8 times, so was used 4 times. And for Toastmaster Tanmay, so was used 6 times, 5 times, like was used 4 times. Toastmaster Venkatesh, you used, it was a pretty small speech, so there was not much, just a single usage of but and like. Toastmaster Aditya Srikant, the most usage was for which was used 6 times and also 4 times. And so and like was used 2 times each. Toastmaster Velavan used 4 times, like 4 times, so 2 times, and but 1 time. And Toastmaster Brijesh, lastly, was used 9 times, like was used 5 times, and so was used 3 times. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sakshi. And now we'll move on to our grammarian, Toastmaster Pragya. Toastmaster Pragya, the stage is yours. You're on mute.
Oops. Thank you for letting me know. So I just mentioned, thank you, Toastmaster Shankya. So I'll first begin with improper grammatical usage and any suggestion. So there were a couple of words and phrases that I found was the first ones being founded, which can be used, which should be used as found. Before 40 years back, should be, it's either before 40 years or 40 years back. I feel boring should be replaced with I feel bored. Chronic reader, which can be used, but a better suggestion would be avid reader. And moving on to the next section is the list of quotes, thoughts or words which stood out for me, and I hope it helps the team as well here as well. Planned it on a whim, opens up my horizon, considering something hunky-dory, carve your own path, crystal clear thoughts, and getting immense joy. And the word of the day was used by Toastmaster Sahana. So that will be all from my evaluation point. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Shankar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pragya. And with that, let's give a round of applause to our awesome tag team members, the timer, our counter, and our grammarian, Toastmaster Richesh, Toastmaster Sakshi, and Toastmaster Pragya. Thank you, everyone, for such an amazing report. Great. Now to begin with our third part of the general evaluation. So I'll begin with our Sergeant at Arms opening up the meeting, Toastmaster Venkatesh. Toastmaster Venkatesh, what a lovely way you spoke about the entire, all the rules and the regulations. It's a very nice way. Just a small little advice over here. If you can talk a little bit slow when you are reading out the script, that will also help us. Otherwise, great job done. Let's give a round of applause for Toastmaster Venkatesh as the Sergeant at Arms. Now, the baton was passed on to our presiding officer for the day, Toastmaster Tanmay. Toastmaster Tanmay is, I love the way how he handled the entire meeting as a presiding officer. He opened up with the history, and it was extremely engaging. I haven't seen many presiding officers coming up with such an engaging one. He always loves to interact with the audience, and that gives a kind of an ice breaking for everyone to start up with, to have a fresh start. And of course, this was followed by the right approach of taking the introduction of the guest, so that the guest can also feel comfortable, especially when they are coming for the first or second time in the meeting. Let's give a round of applause for Toastmaster Tanmay as the presiding officer. Next, it was Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sahana. Toastmaster Sahana, what a brilliant way you achieved that one, I would say. First of all, if I would have to take up your entire journey in the way you took up, first of all, the hobbies, that one which you took about, that's a very relatable hobby, which everyone can relate to. What I really appreciate about that, you took a lot of effort in creating the entire content. Although the content is very simple, but what can be done better, you thought about it. It's not just a small thing, because you worked on the PPT. You put up the relevant images. Even what I was observing was, in the PPT, you did not put too much of a content. Otherwise, it would have been actually boring. You put up images so that you can talk about those images. And when there was an image, it becomes a catchy one for every one of us as an audience to see and to listen. So that you put up as a hook for the audience. Another brilliant point I would say is your voice modulation. Now, whenever you are speaking about or asking the audience member about your hobbies, at the same time, very brilliantly, I would say, you put it that, in my life, I would have done this. Or if you have to appreciate, I was saying that, you are appreciating each and every one, which is the right approach to do. When you are appreciating everyone, the voice modulation, the genuineness of that voice modulation was, what attracted me very much. It feels that as if you're talking from your heart, it's not just what is written there on the script, right? So that was, and you also coming up that, okay, you are, this is how I'm going to say, oh yes, lovely way. So that was extremely well done on that. And just a small thing over there, when I was observing your PPT, I saw everything was really nice. There was, I don't know if it's the second or the third PPT, where the hobbies, the H in the hobby got a little bit cut on the text. So maybe you can take care of that one. I know you put a lot of effort, but yeah, these small things can be done better. Now, coming to our, table topic master, Toastmaster Lalita. Toastmaster Lalita, I love the way when you start off with the table topics. You give a proper introduction of what the table topic is. That sets the context. that because many people who are not Toastmaster, who are guests, they may not be aware that what is table topics. It talks about a table and it talks about a topic, but we don't know what is it, right? So you rightly pointed out, you set up the base. That was really great job done. The topics which you gave are pretty much simple, and everyone can relate to that one, right? So that was a brilliant job done. In terms of the improvement points, I would say one is the engagement perspective. Now it's very important. Now these two role in any meeting. One is the TMOD, another one is the TTM. Now these two meetings, these two roles plays a huge role because they are driving the entire meeting forward, right? So it's very important to engage with the audience. Now, when you engage with the audience, a few things comes into play. One, you have to encourage everyone to switch on the video because it's a virtual world. If someone is not switching on the video, then the person might be doing something else which you do not know actually, right? So you are not able to engage the audience that point of time, right? That's number one. Secondly, in terms of picking up the topics, your topics were excellent, but the way the topics were being scripted or being told, like some of the one which you say that do you go to something, and you started off with do you, right? Do you want to do you go to music concert? I think that's one of the topics which I've highlighted. Now what happens is when you use or when you start a topic with do you, it becomes a close-ended question. The answer can be yes or no, right? Now the speaker has to think twice. Oh my God, yes, I have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes also. Then on his mind, then he come up with the that 1 to 2 minutes. Now we know as a Toastmaster that yes, we have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. So most of the speakers are speaking that. But instead of that, you could have rephrased this one like your idea of a brilliant music concert or your idea of a music concert, right? So then that it could have been an open-ended, and people will know that yes, this is something which I can talk more about it instead of just thinking yes or no, right? So that was that there. And another point was okay. Again, in terms of the engagement, you have to show a very enthusiasm, right? So the more enthusiasm you show in the meeting, you will take the entire meeting forward with you. So bring that enthusiasm with you, show the energy with you, right? Because I know you are very polished, you are very nice and very gentle. You are actually brilliant when you talk, but when it comes to engaging the audience, you have to bring that energy, right? So that will drive the audience. Last but not the least, the last point is when you have to be very active when you are driving this exercise or driving this the Toastmaster the TTM session. You have to watch out on the chat window, and you also have to watch out on the gallery view which we have here. I see that one or two speakers, they initially they say that I want to speak, or they have raised their hand, but still you may have actually overlooked it. But you continue to ask the members that who wants to nominate. Now, what happens is that the people who has already raised the hand, they will feel actually disheartened that what happened that I have already raised the hand, you are not calling me, right? So that happens. And another one is that when you open up the question as that who wants to nominate themselves. Now you're opening up the question, so anybody who will be raising their hand, ideally you should be asking them that okay, you come forward. Now, what happens in one of the instances, that particular Toastmaster, he has already nominated and he speak out that I want to speak, but you stop him, saying that okay, I want to go ahead with the guest. Now, what happens is that that person might feel bad, or he might take it in a sporting way. But also, when you are starting off with the guest may not be so active when it comes to the impromptu speaking. They might feel that I am on the spot. So instead of that, if we start off with the first one or two with the tenure Toastmaster who can speak, and then you start off with the guest, because that also gives an opportunity for the guest to speak out. So then they will get a confidence that okay, this is how it happens. Come up with that one, right? So, but overall, I really like the way you conducted the intersession, and thanks to you for coming up with some brilliant topics as well. We love to see you again and again in this role and various roles as well. Thank you, and let's give a round of applause for table topic master Toastmaster Lalita for taking up a huge effort in the back to come up with such brilliant topics. And with that, that's my takeaway for as a general evaluator. Now I want to pass on the baton to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sahana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sankhya, for the detailed evaluation. And thank you to all tag team players for doing an amazing job. Give a round of applause to all of yourselves. And with that, the time has come to an end. This session of hobbies was to just encourage you to pick up more hobbies. It can be running, like our former First Lady Michelle Obama, or writing blogs, or like Amitabh Bachchan, or photography like our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Pick whatever you want to do. Pick something that makes you happy and passionate. With that, I hand over the baton to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Tanmay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sahana. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Sahana for a wonderful Toastmaster Day session. May I request everyone to come on camera so we can take a group screenshot before we leave today's meeting. May I please request Toastmaster Sankhya to take a screenshot so that everyone would be available in the gallery view. I see people are joining in from different parts of the country. Some like Electronic City, some like Velandur.
Some like Delhi.
Some like Gurgaon, some like Odisha, Bhubaneswar. So yeah, we have a lot of people, and then screenshot done. Let's use the reactions button to show heart, and Sankhya will take a screenshot on the count of everyone. Your hearts out on your reactions, please. Sankhya, let us know when the screenshot is done.
Okay, I'll count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, yeah, we are done.
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for being part of today's meeting. Now I would like to take a moment to ask, and let me first officially close the meeting and then we will go into a feedback round. So with this, I would like to officially close the meeting number 337 at Speakers and Toastmasters Club. Big round of applause for everyone in today's meeting. Sankhya, please stop the recording.